Fresh air. My first thought was this had to be influenced by all of the time that you spent at Virginia Tech. That was my first thought. And again, you have to know you to know that information. But for me, now that I know you, listening to the song, understanding where you were at that time in your life, understanding the environment that you had exposed, that you were exposed to at that time in your life. Is that right, or was it a whole nother thought?
It came from a different place. I mean, there were a lot of natural moments at Tech that certainly formed the basis or the background that would bring that song out. But also, that song was done in a period. There were only two guitar parts. My finger picking part, which was done on my Guild F50 Jumbo, but also it was done in open D tuning, which I haven't tuned my guitar down, done open D tuning in years. I need to get back into that because it really offers up an incredible variety of different fingerings and styles and stuff like that. Also, I was really into working out different parts with the open D tuning and my finger picking, which it would take me a long time to actually repeat that song, I think. But at the same time, I was also developing a nice recording relationship with Tom Jones. Now, Tom is like, one of the best guitarists to ever come out of Southeast Virginia. I look to him as having the creative, sense about him and the skill set, the same as like Greg Weichel would have that in the more recent recordings. And Tom, we did that recording at Live Oak with Jim Michaels on the board, and we did it live. It wasn't like I put down mine and Tom put his stuff. I was in one part of the studio, Tom was in another, headphones on, boom, and it was done. And Tom's lead work there was just absolutely perfect. He just has that sense about him. And of course, he's just a quality player no matter what. So that particular song had a certain liveliness and a certain outdoorsy kind of feel to it. And he really brought that out. But yeah, the college experiences out in nature and stuff like that were certainly reflected on, but it was more like I really want to get this open D tuning thing. I had the melody, I wanted to get it down pat, and I wanted Tom to be on there with me because I knew that between the two of us, we'd be able to make something really special out of it.
Well, I think the other thing that I appreciate about it, and this is from an editing standpoint, a post-production standpoint, and this is a theme in all of the songs in this record, and you're playing in general. But I just really want to throw out there your performance in your doubles was amazing.
Well, thank you, man. I appreciate that.
Well, because you can hear the fullness and what doubles are supposed to do.
Yeah.
But because it's actually a double, it doesn't have phase issues.
That's right. You're absolutely right.
Yeah, and then you did it in 1991, so that lets me know the software that I use to correct things constantly didn't exist.
That's right.
That's just work. That's just grind. And
That's
so
right.
Again, I don't want to mention it anymore because again, it's a theme for a few tracks in particular, but really it's the theme throughout the whole record. And I really want to let you know that the performances on this record, vocally and instrumentally, were really, really good. And it really showed up for me personally when I knew that it was more than one instrument playing at the same time.
Well, thank you, man. That means a lot coming from you. I can tell you that getting those things down pat, getting them recorded. Bob was the first song that we did that I actually doubled my finger picking part. At the end of it, he just looked at me like, I can't believe you did that. But to me, the whole idea of rhythm and syncopation has always been one of my strong suits. People who play with me, they know that basically I'm not going to be screwing around with the rhythm because I know exactly how important it is to have something that's solid and all the way through that they can actually have fun with if they're playing lead, or that I can blend together with a drummer and a bass player and whoever else might be adding rhythm chops. To me that sends me an incredibly good feeling to be able to know that I can do that. It's the reason why when I practice, I'll practice just with me and my acoustic guitar. But lots of times, the majority of times, I'll practice in the evenings playing along to the songs that I've recorded. It's twofold. I want to make sure that I can still do that, which I can. But also, like if I'm playing Calm Before the Storm, it is nothing, like playing along and hearing all of a sudden Mike Munden, come in with his violin. I mean, I can play along with Mike. It makes it a really, really very worthwhile practice session, and it reinforces to me the fact that I can actually still do that, which is important to me.